What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another daily deck tech video, and today's video is going to be another one of the unique commanders from the Fallout series, from the Secret Lair. Tomorrow will be Maximus, but I gotta go back and retool that deck. He's just so weird with his energy. So today we're going to be talking about Lucy Maclean, Positively Armed. So, for those of you who haven't been watching the show, Lucy Maclean is the main character of the Fallout TV show. There are some other secondary, I wouldn't even call them like side characters. I would call them secondary main characters, but she is the primary main character in the show. She is a 3/5 for 4 generic and 1 white, so not the cheapest commander in the world. And she has Golden Rule, which is whenever a token enters, you may have target player, other than its controller, create a token that's a copy of it. Then, you draw a card if an opponent created a token this way. Do this only once each turn. So, we're going to be making some tokens to draw some cards, but also note that it's whenever a token enters. So if your opponents create a token, you can create a token for another one of your opponents if you want to draw a card. Otherwise, if they're making something kind of busted with tokens, you can always forego having the card as or drawing the card and getting that token yourself. She's an interesting take on token commanders. Very interesting indeed. So let's see what we can do. I'm going with a token deck myself, and I am fine with creating tokens for myself that create tokens for opponents, because we're going to hopefully make our tokens better than our opponent's tokens. So we do have an Elspeth Knight Errant, the original Elspeth. She is a +1 of create a soldier, so you can net yourself a card. In addition to having yourself a soldier. +1, target creature gets +3/+3 in flying until end of turn. And -8 is you get an emblem with artifacts, creatures, and enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. She is the original. She used to see Legacy play back in the day. For creatures, we've got Academy Manufacturer, who combos with a ham sandwich. He says if you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create one of each. We have Adeline, Resplendent Cathar, which is her power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. We have Benny Brax, Zoologist. He has Convoke. He's a 4-drop. And at the beginning of each end step, if you created a token this turn, draw a card. We have Combat Calligrapher, which is a flying. Inklings can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. It's a shame that this isn't an Orsov deck, so you can make a whole bunch of Inklings off of Ink Shield. But whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a tapped 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token while flying that's attacking that opponent. It's very important to protect this card if you have them start creating a bunch of Inklings, because, you don't want to eventually just get murdered by the Inklings that you're creating. We have Cosmic Grand Zenith. This is, I love this art, for the record. It actually reminds me of the Sudokar from Dune. We have whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one, create 2/1 white human soldier creature tokens, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. We have Elish Norn in here. So this is essentially makes your token generation into one-sided, because if it doesn't matter if you're giving your opponents tokens in drawing cards, if they all have -2/-2. Also, Elish Norn is one of my favorite cards in all of Magic the Gathering. Enduring Innocence, so whenever one or more other creatures you control, power 2 or less, enter, draw a card. It triggers only once each turn. They really have gotten into the safety kill switch, is what I'm going to call it, of abilities only triggering once each turn. They missed with Nadu, but man, do they really make sure that we cannot bust things with a lot of different cards nowadays. We have Exalted Sunborn, which has Warp. It's a Angel Wizard. It has Flying and Lifelink. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many tokens are created instead. So it's like a doubling season effect, but just for tokens. We have Gary Clone. I love Gary. Gary's adorable. For those of you who played Fallout New Vegas, just know that Gary is amazing. He has squads, so you can pay an additional 2 any number of times to create copies of Gary, which is pretty on brand because Gary is Gary. Whenever Gary Clone attacks, each creature you control named Gary Clone gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And flavor text is, of course, Gary. The Gary clones can only say Gary. We have Lauren of the Third Path, which is Vigilance, and when Lauren of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, so a good little bit of removal there. And you and target opponent each draw a card. We have Mangara the Diplomat, so whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and are planeswalkers you control, you get to draw a card. And whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. He's got a big booty and he's got lifelink, so he's a good little blocker. We have Mentor the Meek, so whenever another creature you control power 2 or less enters, you can pay 1 to draw a card. We have Romana 2. I don't know who this is because I've never watched Doctor Who, but they have Vigilance, and they have 1 and tap. Create a tapped token that's a copy of target token that entered the battlefield this turn. This could get really kind of stupid with a Lucy because you can, get a copy of somebody's really good thing and then make another copy of it, which then, fun and interesting. Rosie Cotton of Southland, she has create a food, and whenever a creature token, or whenever you create a token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie. Soul Warden, since we're making lots of tokens, we may as well gain some life, and since other people are going to be getting tokens, we also may as well gain some life. Suture Priest, so whenever a creature enters battlefield under your control, gain a life. And whenever a creature enters battlefield under an opponent's control, they can lose that 1 life. We have Tataru Taru in here, handing that little adorable present. When Tataru Taru enters, you draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. And whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, create a tap treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. We have Welcoming Vampire, so whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 2 or less enter, draw a card, triggers only once each turn. Man, Wizards, come on. We can make it twice. Like, you don't have to nerf everything. Windborn Muse, essentially, creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays you. It's a Ghostly Prison effect. And Yes Man. Target opponent gains, you can tap him, target opponent gains control of Yes Man Personal Security Tron. And then when they do, you draw 2 cards and put a quest counter on Yes Man, activate only during your turn. And then when he leaves the battlefield, exile, dies, what have you, gets blinked, its owner creates a tapped 1/1 white soldier creature token for each quest counter on it. We have ourselves Approach the Second Sun because we do need a win condition, and tokens might not always get there. We have Crisis of Conscience, destroy all tokens or destroy all non-land, non-token permanents. Decree of Justice, an oldie but goodie. It has certainly been power crept, but cycling for a bunch of soldier dudes is still pretty fun and gives you the backup of being able to make some angels if you so choose. We have Hour of Reckoning, destroy all non-token creatures. We have Martial Coup, which is create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. We have Split Up, so destroy all tapped creatures, destroy all untapped creatures. United Front makes a bunch of allies and then puts 1/1 counters on each creature you control. We have White Sun's Twilight, makes a bunch of mites, and then if 5 or more, Wrath. Instance, you're going to see a little bit of removal in here and some other stuff. We have Entrapment Maneuver. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. You create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, where X is that creature's toughness. So if they swing at you with one big fatty, you're going to make a bunch of soldiers off that. Everybody lives. All creatures gain hexproof and indestructible end of turn. Players gain hexproof till end of turn. Players can't lose life this turn, and players can't lose the game or win the game this turn. We have Flare of Fortitude. You may sacrifice a non-token white creature spell rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Until end of turn, your life total can't change. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. For our removal package, we do have Generous Gift, makes an elephant. We have Path to Exile. We have Stroke of Midnight in here. Pretty good. And Swords to Plowshares. Grand Crescendo makes a bunch of tokens and makes your stuff indestructible. Moogle's Valor, which I like this card in Arena, and I think that this card is pretty good, especially if you already have a good board state. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Moogle creature token with lifelink, and then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So if somebody tries to wrath you while you're going wide, you can play Moogle's Valor to double your go wide strategy and make your stuff indestructible. We have Reprieve, which is return target spell to its owner's hand, draw a card. Rootborn Defenses, Populate, which lets you make a copy of a creature token, and then creatures you control are indestructible until end of turn. Secure the Waste makes you your Fremen little dudes here, your Sand Warriors. And yeah, for artifacts, we have Blade of Selves, makes some tokens. We have Caged Sun to double our white mana. We have Crawl Space, so no more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. Dino DNA. I actually really like this. My idea behind Dino DNA, I love this card a lot, is that if, say, like your Windborn Muse dies, right, you can start making lots of tokens of Windborn Muse, or your Mentor of the Meek, right? You can do it with Gary Clone, which is kind of funny and silly. Makes yourself 6/6 green dinosaurs. It's pretty interesting. I like this card. I also play it in Deadpool and a couple other decks. Helm of the Host makes copies of creatures. Lightning Greaves. We have Morrowmind Crown, which is as long as the equipped creature is equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you would create 1 or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creature. Nuka-Cola Vending Machine also goes infinite with a ham sandwich. We have Oketra's Monument, Pearl Medallion, Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, Swiftfoot Boots, and Wedding Ring. If you would like to go infinite with this and Academy Manufacturer, throw in a Clock of Omens. Yeah, Skull Clamps obviously for your tokens, and Wedding Ring, you get to create extra tokens of Wedding Ring, which sounds pretty fun. We have our enchantments here of Authority of the Councils, Cathar's Crusade, Flowering of the White Tree. I love Flowering of the White Tree. I love this card a lot. I have a whole bunch of them because of how much Lord of the Rings I open, and I have just found that it is a pretty good all-around card. Ghostly Prison and Sphere of Safety to help keep us safe, and Intangible Virtue. For our lands, we do have Adagia. I love Adagia a lot. It lets you copy your artifacts, right? You could copy your Wedding Ring if you so chose. You could copy your Sphere of Safety, your Ghostly Prison, Intangible Virtue, your Cathar's Crusade. Copy your Cathar's Crusade if you hate your own mental health, because then you're going to have to keep track of even more tokens, encounters. Abandoned Air Temple to pump all your stuff. Castle Ardenvale, Rogue's Passage, and Karoo. But yeah. I think that Lucy is a fun, lower-powered commander. I don't think that they went crazy by any means of the imagination with these mechanically unique commanders for the Fallout Secret Lair. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. Ooh, look, I'm being called by potential spam. You know, I know that if nobody else got me, potential spam got me. Can't wait for the voicemail that they leave every day. But I hope you all have a wonderful day.